Hello and welcome to Part 3 of our informational series on the Georgia Milestones. Part 3 is the role of the parent and the Georgia Milestones. This is Ron McAllister, your principal at Kelly Mill Elementary. I want to say a heartfelt thank you for all that you do to support the Kelly Mill Colt. It is absolutely true that we cannot do what we do for your child without the home school connection. Your child will only be as successful as the strength of that relationship. And again, we thank you for all you've done. From your financial support to the volunteering that you do, it is invaluable in formulating the success of your child. And again, we appreciate your time and efforts and energies. As we think about the new Georgia Milestones assessment, we often are asked the question from parents, what can I do to help my child? I'm so glad that you are willing to ask that question, and we've thought through some very specific things that you can do that are not dependent upon your knowledge of the specific grade level content area. But these are overarching strategies and things that you can do very intentionally with your child that will help them be able to be as successful as they can day to day, as well as with any kind of assessment, whether it is a state assessment or an informal assessment given by the classroom teacher. Again, the biggest distinction between the CRCT and the Georgia Milestones, as we now know it to be, is the emphasis on the learner explaining their thinking and being able to put that in written format. Two very specific things that you can do as parents are ask your children, regardless of age and regardless of content area, to explain their thinking. And if you literally use the phrase, explain your thinking, that will reinforce what they hear in the classroom, as well as what they'll see in written format on future assessments. A second question to ask your child is, how can you prove it? Do not accept a one-word or a two-word answer, but help your child extend their thought process by asking them to articulate it, to say it out loud. What is your thinking? How can you prove it? Explain your thinking. Again, these are not dependent upon the content area or the grade level. And in fact, you as the parent can ask these and other question starters that we'll give you as a way to help your child be able to orally explain their thinking so that when they are asked to explain their thinking in written format, they're better able to do that. We've included a link to Bloom's taxonomy, and we ask that you emphasize the three highest levels of Bloom's taxonomy. And in fact, those areas fall under three categories of analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. If you'll focus asking questions in these three categories, and again, the link provides question stems or starter portions of questions that are not dependent upon content or grade level, but give you a model for asking questions that require your child to extend their thinking. This will be invaluable into the process of helping them think. We've also included links to some very specific sites that will provide additional information about the Georgia Milestones assessment. Some of these include links to the Department of Education, the Georgia PTA, as well as a parent's guide to new tests in Georgia. Additionally, we'll have the link to the Bloom's taxonomy, those question stems that will help you in modeling for your child how to think through any process and any question that they may need to answer. We've also spoken with individuals at our public library who are familiar with the new assessment in Georgia, as well as strategies and techniques like paired text. As you'll remember, paired text is simply the pairing of various types of resources, everything from print to online to media-based resources around the same topic, in which your child can gather the information about a common topic from multiple sources and then be able to analyze, synthesize, and evaluate. This is a great example of how you can incorporate paired text along with the question stems of the Bloom's level of questioning. If there are other questions that you have about the Georgia milestones, we hope that you will feel free to contact us, and we will help answer those questions and direct you to information as necessary. Also, we have an FAQ page that is attached that lists specific questions that parents have asked and responses to those. Again, thank you for all that you are doing to make Kelly Mill the successful place that it is, for without you, it would not be that way.